Wolves, icons of the wilderness. Spectacular creatures that live and die by the sword. Loving and loyal, but with tough rules that must be obeyed. The penalties are harsh, but follow the rules of engagement and you'll be part of one of the most successful and devoted animal families. A member of the pack. Dramatic, powerful hunters slink through the forest. Though magnificent top predators, the feature that perhaps makes wolves so iconic is the pack. The close bonds. Complex communication and sheer muscle of a team of wolves is almost unstoppable. It's the cornerstone of family life for a wolf. But this nucleus of wolf society has to start somewhere. The Arctic tundra in winter. Few animals make a living here. They have to be tough, and muskox certainly are. But to Arctic wolves, muskox are the main meal ticket. The sight of a wolf makes the muskox bundle. Shoulder to shoulder, armor-plated heads facing outwards, swords and shields form an impenetrable barrier. A lone wolf on its own doesn't stand a chance. But wolves rarely work alone. They can work together to bait the herd, trying to intimidate them into breaking formation, and with the stamina to keep the pressure on for hours. The quality that makes wolves stand out from other predators is their teamwork. With numbers on their side, wolves tackle giant prey. Life's much tougher for a lone wolf in the Arctic. Without family to back her up, muskox are out of her league. All Arctic wolves have huge home ranges. Resources are thin on the ground, and it takes a lot of space to provide enough food to fill a family. They have to trek vast distances between meals. The Arctic is slightly loosening its grip, and patches of bare ground are appearing in the snow, a sign of better times. But this bit, the in-between, is a challenge. Lemmings are flushed from their burrows by meltwater. But it's not just them inconvenienced by the melting snow. It's no longer a hard surface she can walk on. Sinking through the crust slows her down. Frustrated and alone, she howls. The wolf's iconic long-range call. And from somewhere in the distance, an answer. Wolves were for millennia the most successful and widespread land mammals. They conquered the entire northern hemisphere. The kingdom of the wolf. The wolves we think of are all one species, Canis lupus, though they vary in appearance and behavior from region to region. Even dingoes and our domestic dogs are this same species. They do have close cousins. Coyotes and jackals share the same genus, Canis. Genetics has recently revealed that golden jackals are even more closely related to wolves than to other jackals. But there is also one other kind of true wolf. A distinct species found only in the remote highlands of Ethiopia. Living in the mountains, this pack has cold starts to their days. Though pups are tucked up warm in a den, adult Ethiopian wolves never sleep underground. Their curled bodies glisten with the morning frost. When the pups emerge, they sneak a quick snuggle with the pack. And enjoy the new sensation of nibbling ice from the vegetation. As their hillside warms up, Mum serves breakfast. And the pack get the daily rituals underway, marking their territory with urine. Only the dominant alpha male cocks his leg. The higher the pee, the higher its status. As they fan out, one of the pack makes a discovery. A dead bird. There's not much meat on it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have its uses. All dogs, wolves, foxes, even our pets at home, seem to be unable to resist the lure of something stinky. It's possible that its predatory instinct, masking their own scent with something smelly but non-threatening, making it easy for them to sneak up on their quarry undetected. Smell is one of the most important means of communication in the dog family. They have scent glands on various parts of their bodies, which combined with their territorial peeing, give all other canines in the area detailed information on the individual's identity, age, sex, and health. Of the senses, it's smell that is most important to dogs. Eyesight is low on the list, but hearing is also vital and well developed, which they use to hunt. Summer's reached the tundra, and things have changed radically for the lone female. She's done something extraordinary. She's befriended an alpha female and is helping raise the other dog's pups. The alpha female's mate seems to have vanished, and she needs the help. It's possible that the lone female is an older daughter of the alpha and has come back to help raise her younger siblings. But there's a problem. She is so devoted to raising the young that she's not going off and feeding for herself. She's even producing milk, suggesting that she might have recently lost young of her own. Perhaps that explains her extraordinary dedication. She's putting her instincts to raise and protect her family ahead of her own well-being. A reminder of just how important the pack is. Family is at the center of wolf success. While Ethiopian wolves still live in packs, they tend to forage alone. There isn't much big game in the high country. Instead, their preferred quarry is rats. Wherever wolves have food, there are usually neighbors hoping for handouts. Ravens have an especially close association with wolves. They are seldom far away. They will literally follow the movements of wolves to make sure they are in the right place at the right time, when there is food. Wolves are quite messy eaters. And for the patient or bold, there are usually a few scraps. Even if the wolves don't seem keen on sharing. Whether the wolves enjoy the ravens' company is hard to say. It is thought that ravens might be good watchdogs, sounding the alarm if danger threatens. Smaller dogs are also often keen to share the wolves' bounty. Coyotes can kill small prey, but are also opportunists. where both dogs occur. They lurk in the wolves' shadows. Wolves will kill them to remove competition from their territory. But like wolves, they form packs, and when a wolf is out on its own, the tables can turn. These three mob the much larger wolf. And the bison help to send him packing. What the wolf was lacking, and all wolves crave, is companionship. But for all of us, life can throw curveballs. The lone female made the ultimate sacrifice. She put the needs of cubs that were not even her own before her well-being. That is the strength of the wolf instinct to help the pack. Her sharing of maternal duties gave these pups a much better start in life, more of a fighting chance than they would have had if their mother had stayed alone. But they are still young and vulnerable. It's going to be extremely difficult for their mother to watch over them and find enough food to sustain them all without her babysitter. Seemingly pining, she utters her plaintive howl into the wilderness. But this time, it might be a mistake. There are distant howls carried on the wind. Arctic weather is unpredictable and can change in a minute, with snow flurries possible year-round. But snow is not the only thing to roll in with the winter. She spots movement on the horizon. A scouting party from another bigger and stronger pack. She knows this is trouble. She tries to decide what to do, stay and guard her babies, or try and draw them away from the den. Wolves do not like competition. They will attack and sometimes kill intruders. Wolves are loyal and loving, but also tough and sometimes brutal. There is a strict law of the land. Every wolf must obey the rules. If they are broken, retribution can be swift and brutal. She flees for her life. The threesome gives chase, driving her far from home. The attack seems to be over. They look like they are leaving, having made their point. But no. They return to the den. They can smell the pups. The cardinal rule is that in a kingdom, only one alpha pair can breed. Any other pups are a threat to their royal bloodline, competition for resources that rightfully belong to them. The scouts know what they must do. They cannot allow this threat to the crown. One by one, the pups are extracted. Outnumbered, without a pack of her own, all the mother can do is watch the carnage. Before it leaves, one of the wolves claws the ground. With scent glands on its feet, this is like planting his nation's flag. This mound of rock that was once a home is now theirs. Satisfied with their conquest, the scouts head home. Cautiously, the mother returns to the site of the carnage. The tragic sight of the empty den is a reminder of the importance of family. Adaptability was a big part of the wolf's success. Across their kingdom, they can make a meal of anything from fruit and leaves to small mammals. To deer. And especially the really big stuff. In Europe, both wolves and bison have declined, but where they live together, they are predator and prey. It takes teamwork for a 70-kilo wolf to go up against a bison that's 9 times heavier. And the same is true in North America. The American bison are the biggest animals on the continent. So the wolves that share their range form extra large packs. Running at the herds, trying to break off stragglers. The strategy doesn't always work.
My name is Jennifer. I'm a single mom working 2 part-time jobs and just found out my paycheck is delayed again. But luckily for me, I just downloaded Empower. Empower Cash Advance is a fast and easy way to get up to $250 into your bank account with no interest, late fees, or credit checks. Doing it all alone can be hard. Empower has your back for whatever life throws your way.
Get Empower Cash Advance from $10 to $250 instantly. Download the Empower app today.
But as the snow begins to melt, and spring brings new life to the prairie, the opportunities multiply. The bison deliver their smaller, more vulnerable calves. The wolves stalk the herds. And one spots a calf that's been left behind by the herd. One-on-one, this should be an easy takedown. The calf's feisty. The wolf tries to subdue it with a bite to the throat. But there's a fault in his plan. Back up. Bison are highly protective of their herd, and especially their calves. Mum means business. The calf will live to fight another day. The perturbed wolf looks around. Where was backup from the pack? While he was distracted, the rest of the pack managed to bring down a fully grown bison, enough to feed the family for days. The bigger wolf pack on the Arctic tundra has a large family to care for. They too will depend on teamwork to feed the family, but with a totally different hunting strategy. Arctic hares are abundant around the den site. But they are fast and hard to catch. Wolf packs don't just make it easier to catch huge prey. The wolves are testing and tiring the hares. And then one drives them towards the other. A trap. Success. And everyone wants to claim a piece of the reward. When the triumphant adults get back, they get a hero's greeting. Yearlings rush to their sides, low, submissive, with begging licks to the face, pleading with the adults to regurgitate some of their catch. some are met with a telling off. Things have changed around here. They are no longer the babies of the family. The mother's moving the new arrivals. They are only just starting to experiment with solid food. When there are pups in the pack, they take priority. Everyone is expected to help look after, feed and protect them. Fortunately, there are not many scavengers in the Arctic. The only real competitors are other wolves. With the pups fed, the alpha female can escort them back to the den while the other adults head off to scout for the next meal. The youngsters can rest in the comfortable knowledge that the pack's looking after their needs. Across their kingdom, every move a wolf makes is carefully calculated. Though they can be vocal, body language is at the core of their communication, and it's entirely based on respecting status. Wolves are powerful and well-armed animals. To keep the peace within a pack, there are strict rules that must be observed. They have a ranking system that reflects each animal's status within the family, the parents being top dogs, and each generation of young being successively lower ranking. They use body language to show that they understand and respect their rank. Dominant animals carry themselves high, physically higher class, with their heads and tails aloft. And the lower rank, the lower you must get to greet them, bowing to the overlords, showing your respect. If they are in trouble, the ultimate apology and act of submission is to roll onto their backs, exposing their most vulnerable parts. As a gesture of domination, the ranking wolf might even stand over a subordinate, a reminder of its place. When wolf pups greet the adults, they lick their mouths as a way of begging for food. This becomes stylized in lower-ranking adults. They lick the mouths of their superiors in an act of intimacy and respect. Wolves use scent to mark their territories. Leaving signposts for other wolves about the size, health, and rank of the pack. The lowly squat to urinate. The more important a wolf, the higher it will cock its leg to pee. The tight and regimented rules of wolf kind seem tough to us, but they are vital. They make chaotic family groups function as powerful and organized packs. The key to the wolf's success. And it's not all tough love. Bowing is an invitation to play, another way to cement the pack. The single mother wolf didn't have numbers to back her up during the attack. But she did have cunning. When she saw the attack coming, she started moving pups. She didn't have time to get them all, and 3 were slaughtered. But now she's moving the survivors again, getting them further away from the rival gang. Still, her troubles are far from over. The cubs are still dependent on milk, but also ready for solid food. But she has no one to hunt for her, and no one to watch over the cubs while she hunts. Wolf pups are born blind, deaf, and cold. They need their mother's body alongside them to keep them warm. It's only after 3 weeks that they can start to leave the den. The lone mother is working on a new home for her little ones. But she has a more pressing issue: putting food on the table. Passing Arctic hares offer a glimmer of hope. They too have vulnerable youngsters. The pups are still small and vulnerable. Leaving them alone is a risk, but she has little choice. She tries stalking her wary quarry. The pups watch expectantly. She hurries back to them. They rush to greet her, hoping she'll have something to offer, licking her mouth and begging her to cough up some food. Success. The baby hare. It's not much, but enough to keep the family going for now. If she can keep up the good work, they will grow and become the basis of her much-needed pack. In the future, they will be able to help her hunt and to defend their meals. In defense, there are many threats that require a pack to stand united. Perhaps their main competitors around the world are bears. If a wolf pack makes a big kill, it's rarely long before it's detected by the sensitive nose of a bear. And conversely, if a bear's found a good meal, wolves sometimes try to sneak in and steal it. Both sides give as good as they get. Bears have bulk and brawn, sheer firepower on their side. But wolves have numbers, as well as their agility and cunning. Both sides win some, and lose some in this never-ending war. Those who are able to hang on to their food are able to bring some back to the family. Once wolf pups are about 3 weeks old, they start experimenting with solid food, or whatever they find. They grow fast, and after a month or two spending most of their time play fighting, already starting to work out their pecking order. And while they figure out things for themselves, they are forever provided for and protected by their parents, the alpha pair, and by their older brothers and sisters from previous litters. The pack nature of wolves, their close bonds, and the way they communicate their complex rules may be the exact traits that helps them become a part of our lives. Their family unit isn't that different to our own. And their expressive faces are the ones that we can read more easily than other animals. When humans and wolves first got to know each other, the experience changed them. The start of a relationship, leading to us finding our best friends. The wolves became a part of our pack, our dogs. But the relationship between us and them has been far from rosy. Wolves have always been, and continue to be, heavily persecuted by us. Poisoned, trapped, shot. We sometimes fear and even despise the wild versions of our best friends, even though there is clear evidence that the presence of wolves is beneficial to the landscape. As human farmers settled in the high country, the Ethiopian wolves were perceived as a threat to livestock, and they were hunted. Even though they are actually helpful to the farmers, because they prefer to eat rodents that compete with livestock for grass. They've also suffered as their habitat's been developed. They are completely protected by law, but humans have inadvertently introduced a new threat. Farmers use dogs to protect their homes and herds, though they more or less let them roam free, and that creates a problem. All dogs are territorial, so challenges over land are inevitable. So because both are direct descendants of wolves, the two animals can interbreed, polluting the wolf's natural bloodline. And there's another, less visible threat. After successfully defending their patch and sending the dog on its way, one of the wolves discovers some dog muck and, in true doggy fashion, anoints itself. But as dogs have moved through the region, so has the spread of disease, particularly rabies and canine distemper. Conservation efforts are trying to resolve the issue by vaccinating and sterilizing the domestic dogs. But for some, it's too late. Only a few hundred Ethiopian wolves remain, so help can't come soon enough. Wolves once roamed all of the northern hemisphere. They have been removed from lots of it by us, but things are slowly changing. We've realized wolves are not the creatures of our legends and nightmares, but vital parts of a healthy ecosystem, and in many places, wolves have been protected. And the good news is, given half a chance, they can bounce back. All over the world, where they are given space, wolves are managing to reintroduce themselves. These ones are bringing themselves back to Germany from the east and rebuilding populations lost over 100 years ago. Researchers have tagged some of the wolves to document their progress. The German wolves have had a surprise ally, the army. Military training grounds are off limits to the public, and so have provided safe havens for new wolf packs to form. A century after their near extinction, Germany now celebrates more than 30 wolf packs. Similarly, wolves are spreading themselves across the Alps and Pyrenees. It's the great wolf comeback, reclaiming their lost kingdoms. And the success of all wolves is thanks to the power of the pack.